And today we are not about to tell you about the same statement that you've been hearing over and over again about how the bills abroad is too much or it's too expensive to live abroad, but we would be telling you things that are actually within your control to avoid financial hardship abroad. Hey guys, it's your girl Wiz Queen back again with another video. If you enjoy watching this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe below. I also have my beautiful friend here, Timola. Go check out our channel, it's linked in the description. So today we'll be telling you about why people abroad are broke. One of the reasons why immigrants abroad are broke is because of the FOMO and living beyond their means. This fear of missing out makes people abroad to start living a kind of lifestyle that they really cannot afford. They try to impress people on the gram and make people back home feel like they are living a certain standard of life that is actually what they are not living. They do the fake it till you make it thing, and they're taking it to another level that honestly it's beyond me. You get the latest iPhone on credit, you get a new car on credit, you spend a lot of money buying clothes and shopping using pay in full installments, and all of these things make you broke because in the real sense they are not able to afford it. They start to live this kind of lifestyle just to impress people back home and to make them feel like, oh, they are missing out on something that they are doing here, but in the real sense they are not.
Yeah, with social media it has gotten worse. People are finding it really hard to save money. Yes, they might be making money, but think you're trying to impress the gram, things that you can't really afford. You are going beyond your means, buying designers just so that people at home feel like you're successful as an immigrant.
And
you're in a better place. And you're actually not. So
you're just trying to show off and impress people, make them think that you're living the eat lifestyle and make them feel jealous. But in the real sense, they're actually struggling. So in order to help yourself prevent financial hardship, you need to decide and think, do you really need this? Are you able to afford this thing right now, or is it something that you can do much later? And not spending like 50% of your monthly income on rent just to live in a fancy luxurious apartment.
Yeah, and even with the advent of social media, the pressure is getting worse. So honestly, you just really need to focus on yourself instead of trying to impress people online or impress people back or make them feel like you're better. Just be real with yourself and with your finances.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Another reason is immigration scam. A lot of people that are trying to migrate abroad, they tend to end up with agents that are not reliable. Some are even 419 agents telling them they'll give them certain visa status, certain visa package, and it's all a lie, and they take away their money. These are hard-earned money that people are planning to use to help themselves migrate here, and once they take out that money from them, they can't refund the money and they can't sue them. Like, the money is literally gone, and then you have to look for another money by borrowing money from your friends or families in the hopes of paying them back to finally migrate here. So instead of you coming here, making money, being able to save it, you're not doing that because you're trying to pay back what you've lost from an immigration agent that is all a scam. Also, some agents are not very good with the packages they give you, so they would give you a wrong visa package.
Some agents would advertise and promote a kind of visa that would actually not allow you work as a work visa. They will tell you things like, yeah, you travel as a visitor, and when you get there, you convert it to work visa, when in reality they know that's not possible, and it's even if it's possible, it's a lot harder than they will tell you. Some agents will tell you like, oh, when you get there you figure it out, but not knowing that, without actually telling you that when you get there you cannot work as a visitor, you cannot easily convert any visa or any visitor's visa to work visa. You would need a company to actually sponsor you, and there is no job waiting for you here unless you actually have work permit. They wouldn't tell you all of these things, and it's when you get to the country you now start to struggle financially, and it will take even years for you to get your bearing. Another reason why immigrants abroad are broke is because of impulsive migration decision. most times people do not take their time to properly plan what they want to do abroad. They just go with the current trend of everybody moving abroad right now. Everybody's jackpying. It's time for me to also do the same thing without properly planning what exactly they want to do. So sometimes you find some people that they say they want to go and school abroad, but you did not properly research the kind of program that you want to go and do. You also did not research what you will do after school. So you just randomly choose any course that is not even of interest to you just because you want to move abroad. Or you will be finding yourself going to do a diploma course when you already have a bachelor's or a master's. And this impulsive decision to migrate makes people choose the wrong visa type. Then if you now move into the country as a visitor, then when you decide to move into the country as a student, instead of you choosing the path where you could have probably gotten permanent residency directly or move in as a worker, you start to struggle in that country and you can't get decent jobs. And as an immigrant, the kind of visa status that you migrate into that country with, it matters a long way in determining the kind of stability that you get in the long run in that country. So if you are planning to move abroad, it's not about what people are doing right now or what the current trend is. Think about your why and what exactly you'll be doing when you move abroad. Figure out the exact visa type you should be traveling with and what you'll be doing at the end of that your visa if it's not a permanent resident visa. So decide like, okay, do I have 2 years or 3 years work permit, or what exactly would you be doing at the end of your temporary residency?
Or even if the skill you're coming with is in high demand in this part of the world. If it's not, you might want to look for other,
Skills
other
that are in
training or
demand.
skills that are in high demand that you can use to work here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Immigrants are facing financial hardship because they don't work as a team. A lot of immigrants here, especially African or Nigerian immigrants, I would say, we don't see each other as a team in a way where we share information with one another, right information, in a way where we are working together. It shouldn't be us against each other. It shouldn't be me against you. It should be us against the world. All of us helping each other to attain success, not just you being super competitive and trying to overshadow the other person, the other immigrant that you're working with.
You're absolutely right. I find that there is a particular group of immigrants abroad that tend to work together. You find them living together, buying houses together. They have this collaborative efforts where they do things together, and in the long run, you find that they're actually more successful than us. We seem to have this competitive energy that we really do not need to have, and it really affects the progress and potential of us growing and being financially free abroad. Black tax is a major reason why immigrants abroad are also broke. It's basically you having to support your loved ones or family back home, and outside of your own living expenses, like you have to send money back home for them to sustain and maintain, which I highly acknowledge that it's very important for you, especially if you are the breadwinner in your family. I totally resonate with this, as it's very important for you to also support your family that maybe struggle to send you to school abroad or something, and you don't want to seem like you are disappointing them or not helping them in a way. But you have to know where it's reasonable and unreasonable. Get to the point and make sure that you are not overdoing it or struggling. If it's something that is beyond your means, make sure to communicate that. I find that black tax is becoming uncontrolled by people of color, and sometimes you might have to work extra hard just to be able to support people. And if you don't let them know that you are having to struggle to fund the lifestyle that they want you to fund for them, you would continue to face financial hardship.
Yeah, absolutely. There are certain expenses that you can always avoid. I mean, there are like social expenses like, oh, your cousin's niece or your cousin's daughter is turning 1 year old, you need to send them money. I mean, there are certain, even you know that you don't want to send this money, or there are certain, expenses that are unnecessary. But because we've been brought up with this people-pleasing mentality, you're finding it hard to let them know so that you don't disappoint them, so that they don't think that you're now being stingy living abroad. But at the end of the day, you go ahead to send the money, and now you're developing some level of resentment for them because they're taking away so much money from you. But instead of doing that, why don't you think of ways to maybe build them up financially as well? give them things that are sustainable. If you're sending money to them, it shouldn't be every time you're sending them house rent, that rent, this expense, this money, that money. But what about you encouraging them to also be financially stable and support themselves?
Yeah, I think it's very important for you to teach someone how to fish rather than give them a fish.
Exactly.
Because if you teach them how to fish, then they can learn to make more money for themselves rather than you having to feed them every single time.
Yeah.
And some, like you said, some of those expenses are totally unreasonable, they are avoidable, but because you don't want to disappoint them, you tend to not communicate and stand your ground and say no when you know it's uncomfortable for you. Then you start working extra hours just to fund someone else's lifestyle that even you yourself you're not living.
Exactly. So this new year 2023, please focus on yourself and your immediate responsibility.
Absolutely.
Another reason why people are struggling abroad is because they lack vision. Yes, it might come out a bit harsh, but that's the truth. A lot of immigrants are all about just jackpot, just leave and get abroad, and they think that's the end of the world. But what comes next? What's your next plan? What's your goal? What vision do you have? So a lot of people struggle abroad because they don't have a sustainable plan. They don't have any plan on how to grow in their career path.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know what they want to do to create a defined career path for themselves that would be sustainable in the long run, and they would make grow in their career. It's like today they say the next thing that's happening is in tech, and you decide that, oh, you want to start taking online coding programs that would help you become a tech bro. And tomorrow you hear that the next thing that is trending is entrepreneurship, you decide that you want to do entrepreneurship. Or if it's like YouTube channel that is blowing up, the next thing is, oh, you want to become a YouTuber or a content creator. You have to decide for yourself, what's your long-term vision? What's your plan? How do you want to sustain yourself financially and have something that you are working towards? Then with time, you'll find that you become financially free and you will have something you are working towards. How do you make your money work for you? A lot of immigrants don't have financial literacy, and really I do not blame them because the financial system where they are coming from is quite different from the new country that they moved to. But it's totally your responsibility to educate yourself on how the financial system works in the new country. You find that new immigrants do not know how to use their credit cards properly or how the mortgage system works, the investment opportunities that are available, and you find that they start to misuse all of these things. They don't even understand the whole concept of credit score because it's something that they are new to. So you get a new line of credit or a new credit card and you maximize the usage. Sometimes they may not even remember that they should pay it up or pay back, and they might just see it as free money. But all these things impact your credit score in the long run and would affect you for a very long time if you decide to stay in the country that you moved to. So you need to take some time to educate yourself financially, understand the credit score system, understand the mortgage system, how things actually work. Ask or speak to an advisor at your bank. They will provide you more information. Also, you can do more research on your own to learn about the financial system. Being financially literate will quickly help you attain financial stability, and it's something you need to start taking seriously.
Another reason is just inadequate information on how the system works. Like you said, there are certain things you need to educate yourself about in this part of the world because it's totally different from where we're coming from. So for example, when it comes to taking loans, if for example you're an entrepreneur, you are not aware of the benefits that you have in the system, certain ways to, absorb yourself from financial hardship. There are certain government benefits that you can easily tap into. So for example, if you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to start up a company, have you inquired about the loans available for you to, start up your company? So there are all those benefits here and there that you can easily tap into, but you need to actually look for the information and understand what is available.
Settling for less at workplace is something a lot of immigrants struggle with. You find that people are scared that they might not get a better job offer, so they accept the bare minimum. They do not even try to negotiate their pay, and they find that they sometimes have to work 10 times harder than their colleagues that is earning twice their pay. You do too much at work, you are trying to over-impress, you are doing excess and delivering more than what was asked of you, and everybody else is just doing the bare minimum, like literally what they ask them to do. But you are trying to impress because obviously you're an immigrant. But then if you have to overwork yourself, then it should commensurate with your pay. So you need to try to negotiate your income as much as you can. If you feel like you're not getting the best income that you want, you can accept it. But with time, don't settle, don't sit down there. Take some time and start looking for the next job, because trust me, these companies here, they do not owe you anything. You might be feeling that you are invaluable or a special asset to them, but trust me, when it's time for them to let you go, they will do it without blinking an eye. So you want to make sure that you're also doing the same thing and you're holding it with, like, holding that job with a pinch of salt. Take it seriously, but also don't hold it like your life depends on it, and still look out there. Just because you have a current job right now should not stop you from having an active LinkedIn profile where you're still searching for jobs. Or maybe if a recruiter calls you, you act like you're not really in the job market. The best time to actually get a job is when you're not looking for a job. So as immigrants, we need to take advantage of workplace opportunities and not settle for less.
Absolutely, that's a very important point, because I don't know if it's a matter of fear that immigrants have, but you see that a lot of people are scared to, ask for more, and at the end of the day, they end up with the crumbs. And they are resentful at the job, but they feel like, oh, they have to just stay at the jobs. It provides some sort of stability for them. And then because they are not happy with the job, or it's not providing enough financial stability for them, you see that they end up working 2-3 jobs just to make ends meet. One job that you can put your 40 hours into a week, and you don't have to be working multiple jobs, extra hours just to make up.
Yeah, you can make the same amount of money doing less work. So
basically,
so focus on finding that kind of job that you can make more money doing less job, rather than working several hours, multiple jobs, just to make the amount that other people would make on the same job that you have.
Yeah, it's a matter of mindset. You gotta have that mindset of abundance. You can't have that limited mindset that, oh, if I lose this opportunity, I don't have any other opportunity out there. It's a lie. There are so many opportunities in this part of the world. So in this new year, think of the mindset you have.
I felt that this video is really important for us to make, because sometimes we need a wake-up call or a reminder as to some of those things that we might be doing that is crippling us financially and preventing us from living the lifestyle that we desire. Anyway, if you enjoy watching this video, please give it a thumbs up. Go subscribe to Tinuola's channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.